welcome to the Charity Cup Series here on Sim Racing Media. A little bit of technical difficulties to start the night, but we will surely bring you all the racing action here from Iowa as we get ready to go green here shortly. As on the front row is going to be Jacob Manning and Curtis Mitchell, as that pace car is going to come around turn 4, give control to that field as we get ready to go. Green flag in the air here for Charity Cup Series here in Iowa. Joining me in the booth tonight is going to be Sam and Gary. I want to welcome those guys in and here's some of the thoughts that you're going to have here for tonight, guys.
I'm just excited to be here. Iowa is a great track. I know last Charity Cup Series event race that we had, Jordan, we were talking about technicals and, sliding up the track with these trucks. And I think it was me and you, or I mentioned to you that I was really excited for this race because it's going to be very technical.
Yeah, absolutely. And Gary, give me some thoughts on what you think about Iowa.
Iowa's a unique 7/8 mile oval, and with them having the repaved turns, I think we're going to see early on everybody's going to be hugging the bottom of the racetrack, and I think where you can find the less bumps is where you have the most grip, but turn 2 and turn 4 is still going to be calamity corner for these guys.
It's going to be certainly a lot of fun here. Short track kind of feel is side by side up front for the race lead. Curtis Mitchell on the inside of Jacob Manning. These guys are already pushing the envelope here.
Yeah, they were side by side right there. I honestly thought Curtis Mitchell might slide into the Manning there. It looks like these two are playing nice but very aggressive. Curtis is letting Manning know, hey, I'm right here. We're not going to play the same game that we did last week, or not last week, but last event, sorry. And where Jacob Manning kind of runs away with it.
Yeah, so definitely with Curtis Mitchell trying to get control early from a fast... Sorry, my microphone decided to fall off the stand there for a second. Had to play a little bit of football and catch it. But yeah, certainly trying to get control over the race lead from Manning early, try to set the tone, kind of get him out of sorts here. There's also Ray Massey right up there up front, one of the more dominant trucks so far in all of the Charity Cup Series races that we have had. So those three have certainly been the standouts and look to do the same here tonight.
So what we got going on here, a little back towards the field. We got the number 23 Ray Massey, sitting right there in third. He's watching these two trucks kind of not run away, but they're pulling away from the rest of the field. So everybody's kind of stacked up together, and you got Curtis Mitchell and Jacob Manning. They're doing the same thing they did last race.
It seems like throughout the top 5, there's a cluster of 2, then somebody's by himself, and then you got another cluster of 2 or 3 trucks there together. But it seems like so far everybody's kind of been pretty much single file throughout the field.
Yeah. Not bad.
Yeah, it looks like we got a battle for the lead developing here between the 316 and the 50 car, or truck. Looks like the 50's trying to reel back in Curtis there.
Do apologize, folks. We are going through some technical things right now.
All right, yeah, looks like a battle for the lead still developing here between the 316 and the 50. The 50's peeking to the outside of the 316 there through turn 4. Side by side down the front straightaway. 316 still has the advantage for the moment. 50 truck diving it in on the outside there, and it looks like he's going to take the lead coming off of turn number 2. But that 316 will not go away on that inside lane. Still side by side at the exit of 4, and it looks like the 50 is going to have the advantage this time, and he'll take the lead.
Yeah, certainly surging around the outside there, getting in front of him. And last race that we saw, Manning, he kind of got shuffled into the back a couple of times, but every time he got back there to the race lead after, pit cycles and everything of that nature, was able to just kind of dominate from the front end. And again, do want to apologize for the current difficulties, as I know that it is currently... Oh, no, actually looks like we are, in fact, now on the lead cars here as I take a peek over at our broadcast. But, yeah, Manning was able to put on a clinic last time, and Mitchell just barely was able to, or barely just missed being able to get to him and run him down. So these guys are certainly looking to get that quote-unquote revenge and get up and buy that number 50 machine of Jacob Manning. And Ray Massey certainly wanting to get back in the winner's circle like he did 3 times this season already. So this is race number 2 of the official Charity Cup Series chase for the Cup. And you're Manning leading that now as we'll look to get those points for you to kind of paint that picture a little bit better for you as we go on throughout the night.
But yeah, it looks like that 50 is pulled away, and everybody's still side by side. Looks like the closest battle might be between this 33 truck here and the 23. Looks like the 33 is able to find that higher lane and is looking to hound on that 23 a little bit here.
Yeah, TJ Lane on the outside of Ray Massey, certainly another one of those high-performing contenders here as he continuously finds himself just right there at the cusp of getting a win each week, but something within strategy or something really out of his nature typically takes over and, cuts him just short of getting a win, but it's not any fault of his own. Certainly a powerful driver in this series is right now behind the 23. It looks like the 90 on your screen, the 1 on mine, all over the back bumper of Ray Massey. Of Jackson Wade, a little in there deep, but going to go on that high side. So it seems like these guys are able to actually use that outside line to find speed and make passes, which it's not really a typical thing you see at a lot of tracks, being able to use that high line as efficiently as we've seen it here tonight so far.
Yeah, with Iowa, it is progressively banked. So basically what that means is there's more banking at the top of the racetrack than there is at the bottom. But with this half repave from a few years ago, it seems like really at first the bottom lane was super, super dominant, but it does look like that middle lane's coming in here a little bit, and these guys are able to make some passes up there, but it seems like to save tire and for lap time, you definitely want to be on the bottom of the racetrack.
Yeah, so could be part of the mastermind of Ray Massey right now, just kind of, sitting back and watching as this unfolds in front of him, maybe saving some tire, letting the truck kind of do its thing on that bottom line instead of burning up those good years. You only get 3 extra sets here tonight, so don't want to run through them too quickly. Watching the 23 of Ray Massey right now as he, again, running that lower line really tight to that white line, kind of coast up around the corner exit just enough to get off of that white line and really maximizing the use of the track here. So we take a peek back here at the 74 of Jacob Link, another good competitor, one of those guys that, you know, has a string of rough luck, but when he can string it together, can certainly find his way forward and fight for every little bit that he can get.
Just want to chime in here, guys, as it's now a 1.22 second lead over, with back to Curtis Mitchell from Jacob Manning. We're not really missing anything out front, but a lot of, I want to showcase some of the drivers here in the back, like Jeff Schmeier is currently running sixth. A lot, I had the pleasure of running out here with these guys the last Charity Cup race, and this league there's a lot of heavy hitters in this league, but Iowa tends to be a track that once you get, going here, you're going to be able to just kind of hustle that truck around different lines.
Yeah, that's a good point, especially as the tires begin to fall off at Iowa, too. You really start to see guys. We have a little bit of different variety as far as lane choice, but I think the big thing is I know we don't like talking about it, but clean air is king, especially when it comes to these trucks.
Yeah, definitely not.
Yeah, clean air is certainly an important thing no matter where we go, because once you start to get that disturbing air around the front end of the truck, can certainly cause you to either plow, and I mean even at times seen it kind of just fling the rear end of the truck out and cause you to go off the corner sliding sideways down towards that inside wall that you just pray that you can keep it off once you lock down the brakes, but it's a lot easier said than done.
Looks like we've got a battle brewing here for back into the top 10. The 94 is able to get around the 14 truck pretty handily, not much of a battle.
Definitely, it's Christopher Pindell, who drives for the Misfits over at Racing Elite, Great Lakes Sim, and he's up plus 10 where he started from. Great job getting through the field here, as we got a battle brewing back here with 14 truck. That's John Gowan and Brenton Barker in the double natural, as Brenton Barker giving John Gowan the business going into turn number 2.
Around turn 4 here, it looks like 14's going to have that advantage for the moment. Seems like that high line, as we're 35 laps into this thing, seems like it's a good line to defend in at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely.
I do have to agree. Yeah, sorry about that, folks. I had a major technical difficulty as I tried to open one program that we need, and yeah, it completely broke. But as we see, Brenton Barker got sideways and caught the truck. We're on lap number 36 out of 200 here at Iowa.
It's okay, Sam. Like the lead right now, we're not missing anything, as we continue to watch this battle with Brenton Barker and John Gowan here between the double natural. And just behind them, Justin Crittenton under fire from Patrick Craven.
Yeah, Crittenden
The battle's starting to develop here as we get further on into this run.
Yeah, Crittenden trying to get as far ahead as he can, because Patrick Craven's certainly one of those guys that comes from, can't say out of nowhere, because, I mean, he's always kind of in that front half of the field, but again, another guy that's had a little bit of a rough string of luck, but, you know, always a fast truck there in that red, white, and blue machine just behind Justin Crittenden in that black number 30 Great Lakes Sim machine.
Really quick, Jordan, as we see the number 30 smacked outside the wall of Crittenden. Does this not feel like Chicagoland all over again, Jordan? If you look at how the field is right now with Jacob Manning and Curtis Mitchell 1-2 with Elaine in the third and so on and so forth, because Ray Matthews right there with Elaine, just like Chicagoland beginning. I told you that anybody who succeeds at Chicagoland is going to do well here at Iowa.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Jacob Manning out to almost a 2-second lead over Curtis Mitchell, which, again, Mitchell was running down Jacob Manning all evening at Chicagoland. And then, once again, TJ Lane right there in the fray as well, just about 2 seconds off of the back of Curtis Mitchell. And then Ray Massey, again, the guy that knows how to, you know, manage his stuff and really drive the truck to what it wants, sitting right there in P4. But I wouldn't put it past, you know, Jackson Wade here, right there on the back bumper of Ray Massey. And then you have Jacob Link and Jeff Schmeier. Again, Jeff Schmeier, Jacob Link, two notable names that have been here through the beginning of this series. Those guys certainly looking to get the ship righted as well. As Schmeier right there on the back bumper of Link. Those two are certainly dangerous here.
30 truck here in the back. Sorry, they were 3 wide there for a moment. I thought they were about to crash, but they do end up getting it straightened out. But yeah, I mean, Chicagoland to here, I mean, they do have some things in common. I mean, they're D-shaped ovals, and it's a driver's racetrack where you've really got to manage your stuff to be fast here over a long run. So, you know, it's a comparison.
Absolutely. And I mean, the whole D-shaped oval, I mean, you've got to realize as you go through that, I guess you could call it a tri-oval. I really don't. Just that front stretch, whatever you would like to label that. I wouldn't call it
a tri-oval. It's more like
whatever
a Michigan,
you would like to,
shortened Michigan.
Whatever you would like to label it. You're kind of in the turn from turn 3 all the way to the end of turn 2, and then you get that little bit of a back stretch that they have here. But you're kind of under a load on that right front for 3/4 of this track. So I feel like we're going to see a lot of these.
And you're always turning because there is no straightaway at Chicago.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's my thought with that is we're going to see a lot of these guys possibly burn up that right front. I think you're going to see them, a lot of these guys start to plow later on throughout this race as we get deeper into it.
Yeah, well, it's going to be the same situation too as Chicagoland, where eventually on the later runs, really close to where we are right now, if there's no caution, then some of these dudes who are going to try to, you know, fight it out are going to start slipping and sliding like crazy. You see one truck, dude. I think that's who is that? What number is that? That's Patrick Craven. I almost said Ricky Craven. It's Patrick Craven, the number 20 truck.
Yeah, Patrick Craven went for a little bit of a slide there, and then I had just seen Crittenden. Crittenden had gotten into the wall with Adam Thompson now to the inside of him.
Yeah, you see 12 do that same thing. Jason Palmer.
Yeah, Jason Palmer just grabbing the wall. So a lot of these guys, a little funny there on the front stretches. Now Crittenden just grabbed the wall again.
I called it too. You could not have called that better. You notice that the overall speed as well has dropped dramatically versus how they were like 10 laps ago.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at Crittenden's lap times here. He ran a best lap of 23:86. That was on lap 3. I mean, he's already basically 2 seconds off of that. So, Yeah, it's definitely quite a bit of fall off here from the beginning of the run to now. 50 laps into this thing almost.
Trying to see here on the map to see where Curtis Mitchell's, right here by himself. But it's like, where's Jacob Manning gone? This is different from Chicagoland because it's like at least one driver was with Manning at all times. They were not letting him get away with it. Seems like he's put in some work because he's gone from Mitchell right now. Absolutely
He's
insane.
almost got a 2-second lead, but he does have traffic ahead of him, the 32 and the 17 as
matter.
well.
It doesn't matter. If you were watching Chicagoland, it does not matter. He's going to soar right by him, no issues.
Well, they were side by side for a minute.
Yeah, until one of the trucks scraped the wall a little bit.
Oh, that is
Manning might as well be a part of the wall right there. It's really brave with this late of a run, throwing yourself all the way to the wall for that little aero boost that it gives. Look at this. Absolutely crazy stuff.
Yeah, I haven't seen a whole lot of guys go up to where the gray part of the asphalt is, but that 17, he's trying something up there.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Manning, if he's going to try anything, he's got plenty of room to try it. I mean, if it doesn't work, as long as you don't slap the wall or really, put yourself in a precarious predicament arrow-wise, pretty much try anything with the gap that you have right now.
Yeah.
And yeah, like you said, he got around those guys with ease, so no problems from the 50.
Didn't lose any speed either.
No, he didn't. Yeah, he's showing that he's pretty fast here tonight for sure.
Yeah, and then there's Curtis still has yet to even get to them. So yeah, just like in Chicagoland, strategy played a major role. Green flag pit stops, a few fuel only stops, a lot of tire management and late cautions that reshuffle the field, which maybe we'll see that again. We never know. It is Iowa. It's the same setup. Maybe these dudes took a lot of notes from Chicagoland. I mean, I gave them free chicken in the broadcast last time. I told everybody watching, I was like, take what you messed up on Chicagoland, put it in Iowa, see if you can't do better. What else do you have here? Christopher Pendel had a lot of passes, and he does now in this race too. He's up 10 spots. So just like Chicagoland, here in Iowa, he's up the most so far versus all the other drivers on track currently, with Adam Thomason being right behind him with 6 spots gained. Currently in 11th.
Yeah, Pendle last race just happened to fall victim of trying to run it long, and certainly had the strategy if that caution towards the end of the race did not come out, because he would have been able to stretch and come down and get a stop and just run the rest of the race out with, I mean, he had like a 9 or 10 second lead at the time of caution, so certainly was en route to make a victory in that, but with the caution falling, not having a set of tires, and everybody else having fresh, it's what bit him. So look for Christopher Pendle. He's kind of on a path to get back to where he get a victory that he had fall short.
Yeah, not just Pendle either. We also want to watch out for TJ Elaine and then Ray Massey. Those guys were really aggressive last race too, and were really they were in contention with that last caution to win it all if anything crazy happened with Jacob Manning and Curtis Mitchell, who were fighting to the death. Oh, and TJ Lane got sideways. There. He caught it though. He caught it. These guys are really good.
You spoke of him, and he gets a little loose there. So
he might be listening in. Some of these drivers listen. Yeah, but some of these dudes on the sim, they like to listen into the broadcast. So he may have heard his name and was like, "Oh, whoa.
I gotta step up here." But yeah, I mean, even Jack's away too. He's up 5 spots from the start of this thing as he gets loose off of turn number 4 there. But he was reeling in that 33, and he's going to have to work on reeling him back in.
They're going for a super long run.
Yeah, it looks like John Gowan is on pit road, and see if he leaves his stall here in a second. Yeah, so John Gowan, the first to make the jump to pit road get
Very
some service
interesting.
done. 60 laps into this, as you know, we're going to see a little bit of a mix of strategies throughout the night. So it's going to be
Yeah,
interesting
interesting
to
call.
watch. So it
Yeah,
looks
because you can go about 110 laps on fuel here, 116 laps somewhere in there.
Well,
so.
they've pushed it down to 85. The league owner has. He wanted it to be
okay.
85 laps, so which is fair because there's only 200 laps. So it's like, you know, if you do that with 100, whatever you just said, you might as well just have a 2-call and or a 2-stop and call it there, call it a day.
Yeah, and they'll
Just
probably
drive.
split into thirds right around 60, and then he's probably got pit again
Yeah.
right around 120.
I'm trying to find the info because there is info exactly what all this session is set up for.
Yeah, I think a lot of them though will probably run it out. They'll probably go to about lap 80, and then they'll probably go to about lap 160. That's probably what you'll see a lot of these guys do. But there is so much fall off here from the beginning of the run to the end of the run. It's
Yeah.
crazy how much these guys lose time over the course of a full fuel run here.
There's a big slide. I could not see who that was. There to the inside. Caught it on the apron. Not sure it was a white truck. Maybe a Brian Bogner by chance. Not entirely sure. But certainly a little bit of a seat of your pants moment is now Curtis Mitchell. A little bit of a wiggle there.
Yeah, and these guys are definitely struggling. I mean, you know, these tires are really old now. They've got, 65 laps or so on them. And there is a big difference in grip from where they're at on the patch there to when they exit the corner. There's not as much grip there as you see the 316 coming down pit road there, Curtis Mitchell.
Yeah, there he is. That's our second place guy right there.
The 316, the first of the front runners to come down pit road and make that call. And usually when you have one, it starts to trigger others. Is Brian Bogner now one that's coming down?
And Jacob Manning looks like he's going to stay out. So he's going for the overcut while Curtis is going for that undercut.
Yes, like we said just a few seconds ago, going to see a wide range of calls here. I think Ray Massey is going to be one of those guys that might be watching what Manning does this time around, see how it works out, and then might switch it up later on as they go. And I know TJ Lane's not shy to maybe throw a wrench in something and take 2 tires at some point. Took 2 tires a couple of weeks ago, and it almost worked for him until a late race caution, which TJ Lane has been notorious for being the guy on the bad end of late race cautions. It helped him at first, and then it bit him. But one of these races are certainly going to fall TJ's way. It's just going to be a matter of time and when.
Okay, so I did find a few bit of info. It is 80 laps of fuel and 3 sets of tires.
Yeah, Jeff Schmeier, Adam Thompson, 2 guys coming down pit road now. And the thing to think about is, these fuel tanks might go, that 80 to 85 laps, but when you start to think about it and see some of how these guys drive, I'm not sure the tires are going to want to last that long, and that's where you start seeing some of these guys slide the back end off corner exit and really throw the truck around.
Oh, the 33's in the fence. Down the back straight.
In the fence or in the wall?
Well, in the wall. In the
33.
fence.
TJ Lane grabbing the wall.
You gotta say the wall. You can't say the fence because you're making me think the truck has bounced off somebody else and rotated into the fence.
Nosed into the barrels, trying to make it to pit road.
Oh,
Now he is now on. He takes the jump to pit road after getting the meatball.
Well, I could say I've done that before.
Tries to make it, gets on the binders here, trying to get as much as he can, and it just does not work out for him. He noses into the barrel.
This is just like what happened in Chicagoland, too. This is Chicagoland Part 2. This is just Chicagoland Extended Edition.
Well, in Iowa and Chicagoland, it's tricky to get onto pit road at both of those racetracks, so it's it's no surprise that there will be a few guys that have issues.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's why I was
Ray-
saying last race, say whoever chose Iowa and Chicagoland back to back is a genius.
Yeah, Ray Massey on pit road. It's showing on my end on the timing and scoring a black flag next to the name of Ray Massey. You're going to have to pay attention to that, see what happens.
Maybe a sped in pit road.
Could be a possibility. We'll have to see what that pit lane time is, or if he comes back down another time down pit road. But certainly showing right now a black flag on that 23 machine as he's still sitting in pit road after 18, 19 seconds. So certainly throwing a wrench in his plans. So
What
now
in the world is Manning doing?
And Jacob Manning just trying to find his way through this group of trucks. As he's still out, has not come to pit lane yet. Him and TJ
Yeah, he's still...
Him and TJ Lane and Jason Palmer, 3 guys yet to make a stop. Max Cost also showing is not making a stop yet. So right now, Manning and Elaine, the only two trucks on the lead lap right now as well.
Well, and also the 2 trucks that have not pitted yet, so.
So if that's anything there to show you the speed that they have, I know others have already pitted, but you know, to be able to stay out here and stay in front of the guys that have already taken tires, I mean, that's kind of just showing you right there is Max Cost going to be one of the final guys to come down and make a stop here.
Manning got sideways for a second there before we cut away from him. So he's going to be wanting to come in eventually. I don't know when, but at some point.
I mean, hey, you've got
4 guys have not pitted yet, so.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, you've got the fast truck. You might as well just kind of run the fuel run and then decide to come down, and then it gives you a little bit more options. He's going to still have 2 more sets of tires for the last 120, 110 laps. So.
Well, he's on lap 79, and like I said, they've got it set to where fuel is ran from anywhere between 80 and 85, depending on how hard you're running it. So you should be coming in either right now or in the next 2 laps. We'll say, since he didn't come in now, we'll say he's coming in on lap 83. Yeah, 83, I think. I'd like to call it there.
Certainly going to be interesting how he blends back in, though. I mean, it's going to take a little bit of time down on that pit road. I mean, he does have a lap on the 3rd place truck back. But it's going to be interesting to see where he blends out. And then he's going to have incredibly fresher stuff than those guys.
Yeah.
He's already going to have, as we run right now, 15 lap better tires than Curtis Mitchell. As TJ Lane is going to make his trip down pit road.
Doesn't look like he's going to come in right now. I could be wrong. Nope, flies by. They're starting at lap 82.
Yes,
He goes, switch over to 82.
Making a stretch here and just going to ride it out. And I mean, who knows? Maybe he gets a little bit of a blip of the fuel pressure, and that's when he decides to make his trip down pit lane.
Coming into 3, 4, exiting. Did I call it?
Still trucking along.
I see what you did there. Music to my eyes.
Music to my eyes. A flash from the past has decided to rear its head once again. My early days of broadcasting, I tried to say music to my ears and somehow said music to my eyes.
Wow, he's still out there.
I don't remember how exactly it went, but it's music to Jacob Manning's eyes to see everybody still be a lap down right now as he's still running here. Is the 63 of Max Cost going to get around him here, get a lap back?
I may have called it 1 lap off, and he might still be going.
I think I see that. Nose, no, still going to keep going.
They said 80 to 85, so... And that was
right
posted yesterday. That was posted yesterday, so that he's going to do it. And what if he's not tracking? What if he runs out of fuel? There's no way. There's no way.
Looks like he is staying out again.
There is no way.
I mean, easily get that big gap, be able to let the thing coast. I want to point out Jacob Manning, part of the Great Lakes Sim 1 team, and they currently have a 124 points, just over Milk Dud Motorsports' 96 points. So they certainly have the points lead, because this is a team points system. It's not just a solo driver. It's all based on the team that you race for. TJ Lane, Jacob Manning, Christopher Pendle, and Justin Crittenden of that Great Lakes Sim 1. And they're being chased.
They have a caution
in the air.
Number 5 truck.
So we take a
Yeah, it looks like
here.
Ricky Miles here.
Dude, this is amazing. Manning
had a
is probably
spin.
loving this right now.
Oh, he had a little help. 74 helped him out.
Let's see it
Take
together.
a little
74 truck.
Oh,
Number 5
looks
truck
like the
slides up.
5.
Only slides down.
Oh.
Yeah,
I
kind of hard telling where that 5 was going to go right there.
Yeah.
I don't
74
know.
point of view.
The racing incident on my book, I'd call that a racing incident.
Yeah, 5 got off that apron, or got onto that apron just a touch and moved him up the track. And I think Jacob Link probably thought he was just going to keep tracking upwards, and shot the gap that was kind of closing.
Manning's
That
pitting now.
left rear quarter. Oh, I color me surprised that Manning is coming now. But that's
is
going to put
perfect.
him at the front of the field with, I mean, what was it? 15 to 20 lap fresher tires than the rest
Good
of the
grief.
field. So 10 laps fresher than Jackson Wade. Going to be roughly around 20 laps fresher than Mitchell. So
I'm very curious to see how this is going to play out. This is not how it went at Chicagoland. You know, everybody came in together. So I'm curious what his strategy is now.
and it's gonna. I wonder. You have a couple guys from 14th on back that are 2 laps down, so those guys are going to be, trapped even with a wave around here. They're going to be trapped still a lap down, and then a couple of the guys that were already 1 lap down came and got service as well, so those guys are going to be trapped down too. So I mean, going to be rather interesting, as it looks like maybe Mitchell did get a lap back before the caution, based on how it's looking right now, because you got Curtis Mitchell right there in the race lead, and then now it looks like it sorted itself out.
Yeah, it looks like these wave arounds are going to be a very busy place.
Absolutely, everybody getting their instead of wholesale pit stops, it's just wholesale lap back.
Yeah, all the way up to the leader of this thing. Everybody's going to be getting that wave around, which I believe is Curtis. So everybody except and everybody up until the 316. After that, you're out of luck.
Basically going off timing and scoring from what I'm looking at and what's presenting itself right here, right now. The top 6 of Manning, Curtis Mitchell, Jacob Link, Jackson Wade, Jeff Schmeier, and Brian Bogner, the only trucks that are going to be on the lead lap when we go back green. As the pace lights are out on the truck. It's showing John Gowan right there in the Pete. I think iRacing's having a slight seizure.
Yeah, it looks
It
like
does that.
with so many wave rounds, it looks like it might only be a
Might
single
confuse
file
yourself.
restart. Well, that too. Oh no, they're not single file. Never mind. I thought it was going to be one of those restarts where
Jacob Manning probably broke the sim. Let's be real.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's showing 5th place Jeff Schmeier way back in what would essentially be like 17th or 18th position. As I
What is
guess
the 5
the
doing?
wave arounds behind the lead lap car, or the lap down cars, is now Jacob Manning going to have control, going to fire off, and going to pretty much have no contest, as
Dude, he's gone.
loaded with
gone.
tires versus, I mean, 23 lap fresher tires than the 316 of Mitchell. So all Mitchell can do is just kind of sit and watch that number 50 get smaller in his windshield. As that was just a head scratcher of all kinds of sorts.
Yeah, and that 50 is looking to be the smartest man in the room.
Which, I mean, it could have went...
It only worked out for him because there was a caution.
Yeah, had there not been a caution, I still think he would have had the race lead with how far out he was. But
Well, yeah, but still.
It certainly would have had him in a little bit of traffic. But, I mean, now he could truly just take it easy here. I mean, he's got... just ran his fastest... I say take it easy, just ran his fastest lap of the race at a 23:58. Curtis Mitchell right behind, running a 23:98, so already a half second in difference in tire. So, I mean, Jacob Manning just in another zip code at this point. I mean, he's already headed off to, 2 weeks from now, and said just put the check in the mail.
What happened to Curtis Mitchell? Wow, these two hit the wall. That was the... Cannot tell who just hit the wall right there in front of Curtis Mitchell. The 14 and the what looks like the
John Gallen.
Yeah, TJ Lane.
I mean, Jacob Manning at this point just said, "Put the check in the mail. I'll pick it up, and I'll see you all at Atlanta." Which I'm interested in Atlanta because it's not going to be the Echo Park Raceway or whatever they have it named now.
Yeah, it's the old 2008 Atlanta, whatever it's called.
The old 2008 Atlanta.
So the good Atlanta.
Yeah, the good Atlanta. Yeah.
So then,
and you can call it Echo Park Speedway all you want. It's still Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Yeah, at the end of the day.
But then they'll head off to Kansas after that, and that's when our playoffs are going to begin. So just 4 races. And then the playoffs that will have a 3-race playoff. And it's going to be a ton of fun to watch these guys continue to progress through this as Jacob Manning and his team currently 124, Milk Dud Motorsports. Those guys sitting in the P2 position as I just had the graphic for all the teams up. You click on the wrong tab, and all of a sudden, it's just gone.
Just to put it in perspective,
there is
hold on now.
battle for the Lucky Dog happening.
Hang on now, just to put it in perspective, Curtis Mitchell is 5.5 seconds behind Jacob Manning as we are about to go to commercial break here on lap 200 here at Iowa.
Yeah, just want to interject. It's been a good race so far, but we're going to go side by side. You guys won't miss a thing. We'll be right back here at the Charity Cup Series on the other side.
Premier Racing Setups is the longest running setup shop on iRacing. Our monthly subscription options start as low as $20 a month. We offer setups for dirt oval, asphalt oval, and road racing, covering a wide range of cars and skill levels. Built and tested by top-tier sim racers, this isn't just a business, it's a community of competitive drivers. If you want to better your iRacing experience, head over to PremierRacingSetups.com today. And remember, if you don't get one, you're going to chase one.
welcome back to the Charity Cup Series. Alan Bergen, Sam Fraser, Jordan Burkell, and Gary Wells back with you here in the booth. We left under green flag. We came back under caution. Sam, you know, it's going to be wholesale pit stops.
Yeah, it looks like not everybody, but the ones who seem to be struggling are coming in right now. I think they're only going to do fuel. I could be completely wrong. They do have 3 sets of tires, and you know they can fuel up as many times as they need to. So with it being at lap, what lap are we currently on right now, Alan? Lap 108. I say just throw some fuel on there and try to grind it out with the tires.
Well, while these guys are taking pit stops, let's go ahead and see what happened to Jackson Wade here. And these are the reasons.
See that number 1. The 30 and the 74 were fighting, and he just got distracted by those 2 trucks fighting, and you know I would say he probably wasn't paying attention. It's just not bad. It could have been way worse, so at least his race isn't ruined.
Yeah, just kind of running there. I mean that 17 hitting the apron shoved the 17 up the racetrack into that left rear quarter. So not on Jackson Wade in my opinion in that aspect, but.
I would panic too.
And real quick, while we got time, let's take a look at that weather as I am the resident meteorologist here. It is a cool 70 degrees in the air and 81 degrees on the track temp, so it is cool. Now, here in Iowa, Sam, you know this, and Jordan, you halfway know this, humidity is everything. Humidity is everything. So 51% relative humidity under a clear sky, so low humidity. This track is gripped up. And, you know, this next half of the race.
Don't think you can say it like that, but yep.
I mean, look, we're going to get on the north side of crazy here.
It's corn. That's all I can think of when I think of Iowa is corn.
That joke went straight over Jordan's head, but Alan caught it.
No, it didn't.
Poor Alan.
I just chose to ignore it.
Right now, we're working lap 10 of 200. Leader has been Jacob Manning, as he has dominated all race long. Pretty much. Well, I wouldn't say pretty much, but I'd say he did dominate.
Absolutely. He has done nothing but dominate the entirety of the race. And that caution certainly put that dominance in even more front-facing as just a run super quick right now. We'll get over the teams a little bit more in depth as we go. Great Lakes Sim 1, again, your points leader, followed by Milk Dud Motorsports. Full Blast 1, Unique Motorsports, Great Lakes Sim 2. That is your top 5 in points as we run right now. Jacob Link out in front, Curtis Mitchell. I keep wanting to say Mitchell Dolan just because you read Mitchell and it messes me all up. But Curtis Mitchell in the P2 spot, Jeff Schmeier in the 3 with Jacob Link in the 4, Bogner in the 5. So that is your current top 5 just as we get ready to go back green here. Does anyone have anything for Jacob Manning? Certainly going to find out. If he wins this
race, he has to buy Waffle House for the entire field. We are green. Jacob Manning's leading. Oh, we got a big move by Jacob Link on Curtis Mitchell's number 22 truck of Jeff Schmeier. Makes a crazy move down the inside to steal second.
Yeah, not a great restart there for Curtis Mitchell. I don't know if just a spin of the tire or what, but Jeff Schmeier going to capitalize. Jacob Link going to capitalize now to the inside of the 22. As Manning decides to once again check out from his hotel way out in front.
Yeah, Alan, I say Jacob should buy Waffle House for everybody if he wins this race.
I will tell you what, guys. There was more action on that restart than a Waffle House at 3 a.m.
Yeah, and I think what happened? Whoa! 74 truck sideways and caught it. That's Jacob Link. I was just about to say, from Jacob Link's on truck camera, camera, it looks like on the restart, Curtis Mitchell had a lot of tire spin, like Jordan was saying, and I think he did get sideways because it looked like he kind of got loose and caught it, and that just opened it wide open for Jacob Link to make a big move to the inside, and Spire took advantage of that too.
Yeah, but don't look now, right there, Curtis Mitchell already back into that third place spot after a little bit of misfortune from the 74. Trying to get all over the back bumper of the 22, trying to find that clean air, just kind of moves up a little bit of a lane.
And Link just smacked the outside wall.
Oh, real tight there off the corner. Schmeier a little
Here we go.
sideways, going to allow the 316 to the inside, side by side, down into turn number 1. Gonna be clear. P2 now for Curtis Mitchell as he looks to hunt down Jacob Manning.
Yeah, and as some of these size tracks with all that rubber underneath, you don't want to wander into that gray part or even the higher parts of the black stuff because it's really worn out. Both trucks smacked the outside of the wall. Looks like Schmeier's going to keep it together. I thought he was going to try to make a move to the outside, but looks like Curtis really hung on to it well. But you don't want to hit that gray stuff. You hit that gray stuff in the turns, you got no grip, and whoever's lower is going to pass right on by you or at least get a better run than you coming out of the turns.
Well, right now we're not missing anything at the front. As Curtis Mitchell just had a moment right in front of Josh Schmeier. Taking a look at back some of these other battles here, as we have the 29 car of Brian Bodner. He's under fire from the 62 car. Ooh, they almost had a moment as they are just battling it out here, duking it out. These trucks are getting loose, and that transition from new asphalt to old asphalt is really upsetting these trucks as they make their way around this, the speedway that Rusty Wallace helped design. He wanted a perfect racetrack, and he wanted a little bit of Richmond and a little bit of, Richmond. And
TJ Lane all over the back bumper of the 74. Don't mean to cut you off there. TJ Lane certainly making his presence felt there as he put the bumper to that 74. He is currently a lap down, so trying to get back towards the front. Once again, TJ Lane, like we said, just always stuck with the misfortune, but certainly making his frustrations known as he's shoving that 74 down the backstretch.
Oh, yeah, he's pushing the 74 truck pretty hard. See what we got back up here in the front. It looks like Curtis Mitchell might be trying to fight back. He's clawing his way up the racetrack, trying to fight his way to get to Manning, and they'll probably put on a little sparring competition at some point if he does manage to catch Manning, because that's what happened at Chicagoland. He caught back up to Manning, and they fought all the way until the end. So
I have to pose a question to you guys.
Like I was saying,
Sam,
what's that?
It seems like that you're the guru of the pit stops. Do you think that with as late as Jacob Manning had pitted, do you think he's going to go on the Maxwell House strategy and get everything to the last drop and then a little bit more? Or are they going to try to short pit to make sure that they can get to the end, providing there's a green-white checker?
Well, let's go with the green-white checker part with Manning's strategy right now. I think he's going to short pit it. The only reason why I know this is because I actually have done this before. So with you saying that, I honestly think he might short pit it, hope for a green-white checkered all the way, and then just run away with it at the end. That would be ideal. Yeah, I have seen this strategy before.
From my mental lack thereof of strategy, I feel like we could see him maybe go to around lap 150 or so, make a pit, and then for sure you have that 50 laps to go, and you have plenty of fuel. I don't know if you want to push it too far. I think also it's going to be could be determined a little bit by those behind you as well, on what you kind of think about doing, because if somebody jumps down and pits before you, kind of might make you want to jump in on their strategy a little bit just a lap later. It's going to be, with Manning, the way that he's been running, it's been rather simple for him. Just get out and run and see what happens. So, I don't think Manning's going to be able to make a wrong move just because of how fast he is.
Well, just as we said that,
I do agree.
The first half of this race, Jacob Manning ran away with it, right? He was almost, 2-3 seconds ahead of Curtis Mitchell. Curtis Mitchell is now closed in at 0.3 of a second. And it's almost like they're running identical lines. Maybe Curtis Mitchell is entering a third of a lane lower than the 50-car leader of Jacob Manning.
Do we have the pit stop graphics? I want to see something. If you could bring that up for all of us, Alan.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that, because here's the way the pit stops shook out under that last caution. It's been 19 laps since they last pitted. Everybody took 4 times.
Yeah, and that's what I thought too, because we say long run, And you see laps since the last pit has been 19 for both Jacob May and Curtis Mitchell. Actually, really all the up until Jacob Link, and might as well include the other two. They all took 4 tires. So honestly, I don't know. Would it be a good idea if it stays green for now for Jacob Manning to pit early? Or, like you said, if Curtis makes a jump, should he jump in too? Because I'm not taking away the skill from any driver, but it's like, would he do the same thing if Jeff jumped in and Curtis didn't? You get what I'm saying? Or would he stay out and try to make a long run?
Certainly going to be interesting, what he decides. It's just, it's one of those, it's up in the air, but, while they decide how and when they're going to make their pit stops, we're going to make a quick pit stop, run some ads, pay some bills, and be right back here on Sim Racing Media for the Charity Cup Series.
Premier Racing Setups is the on iRacing. Our monthly subscription options start as low as $20 a month. We offer setups for dirt oval, asphalt oval, and road racing, covering a wide range of cars and skill levels. Built and tested by top-tier sim racers, this isn't just a business, it's a community of competitive drivers. If you want to better your iRacing experience, head over to PremierRacingSetups.com today. And remember, if you don't get one, you're going to chase one.
Back here at Iowa Speedway for the Charity Cup Series here on Sim Racing Media, riding right now here with Jeff Schmeier in the 22, currently in the P4 spot as we are down 139 laps, about to tick off lap 140. And guys, I mean, we're starting to get into that window where might see some of these guys start to make their minds up on this this strategy and what they want to do, and how they can maybe make a jump over the 50 of Manning.
Yeah, it's like you were saying earlier, you know, somebody will probably pit at one point, and that's when Manning will maybe make his move. Because I've been thinking about when we're at the commercial break, and you know, I actually think I might agree with you a little bit there, Jordan. I think that he'll just jump in whatever somebody in the top 3 or the top 4, sorry, behind him does. So, Spire, Wade, and Mitchell, I'd be watching them if I were Manning right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where, you know, Manning has been able to beat them when they're on equal strategy, so why not try to just match that strategy? I mean, it's one of those things. I think maybe somebody might try to push it a little early, but I mean, you're starting to get to that point where a little early is kind of going out the window, and you're kind of just reaching, you know, expected window.
One more thing I would like to bring up, ladies and gentlemen, that we did not bring up earlier. Everybody is on a fixed setup. So just in case anybody was wondering, they're not running open setups for any Charity Cup Series event. Is as of right now, it is always fixed setups. And reiterating what we mentioned earlier, the fuel window is 80 to 85 laps.
Yeah, and I mean, they pitted on 118, I believe. So that's kind of just outside that full distance. I mean, we saw Manning go 85, but I don't think anyone's going to go any more than that. Mitchell right now, up at the front, though, they were side by side for just a moment. And Mitchell actually flipped over into the race lead for just a quick second. So those guys battling it out heavily up there at the front.
See what we got here.
Right there
Curtis
to the inside.
Manning.
And as we've seen so many times tonight, that high side definitely paying dividends for anybody out there battling side by side as the 50 is able to defend and take that lead back.
Yeah, and this is not just anybody either. This is Curtis Mitchell and Jacob Manning, the two who dominated at Chicagoland here. We've been watching both of these dudes. Manning tried to run away. And like I was saying earlier, Jordan, Curtis was fighting his way back up to Manning. So this is a very important battle. This is not just anyone fighting on track. These two are like the best drivers.
Whoa, big wobble out of the 316. Didn't mean to cut you off.
Together.
Huge wobble.
He kept it together. Little scrape on the wall, but it doesn't seem to have killed his speed with Manning right there. He's going to have a crazy run on Manning at some point. He wobbles coming out of turn 4.
And maybe starting to see the effects of the tires going away here. I mean, they're only about 40 laps into this. That sounds way worse than 30. 40 laps into this, Jeff Schmeier going to be the first to take a dive down pit road. So he's going to get his final service of the night. Now with Manning and Mitchell so close together, it's going to be difficult for Manning to, you know, jump down pit road when Mitchell decides to. So now it might be one of those if you're Mitchell, you're calling your entry to pit road way later than Manning has time to react to.
Yeah, hang on now though, because here's my thoughts. If I was Manning, looking back at my rear view, look, Manning has not shook or slid or power slid, but Curtis Mitchell is. So I would take that to my advantage and pit when I want to, pit when I feel like it. Because regardless, if he can keep up how he's driving, it doesn't matter if Curtis is able to get side by side or even pass him. He's not sliding all over the place like Mitchell is. So if I was Manning, I would just hold where I was at and just relax, even though you've got a truck going crazy behind you.
Oh, big moment there. It almost seemed like the 50 kind of cut it early as Max Cost making his pit stop here now. Link gonna also be one of those takers there. Link,
there they are.
Point out one of the drivers for the Eric Jones Foundation is his cause. Still a battle up front between the 50 and the 316. as they have about almost a 3-second gap over Wade as well.
Yeah,
Manning,
I think we'll go back. I'm gonna go back to my original call, and that Manning's gonna pit whenever he feels like pitting. And everybody else is just gonna have to react to it instead of him reacting to anybody else. Because if I think about it harder, it doesn't really make sense for him to react since he's in the lead and he seems to be the most stable truck and fastest all at the same time.
absolutely. I mean, you're also in that spot if you're Mitchell. If you know Manning does pit, do you take the gamble to maybe run it just a hair long to maybe have just a little extra tire than Manning? And it's one of those. I mean, what is enough of a tire difference that you know you can capitalize on? Is TJ Lane way up the track? Thought he was going to smack the wall for a minute.
Yeah,
in that bundle. As TJ Lane, part of that Great Lakes Sim 1, also racing for the Bundle of Joy Fund, just like Jacob Manning is up at the front of the field.
These two have been putting on a show for us.
Absolutely. I mean, TJ Lane sitting just a lap. No, you're good. TJ Lane currently sitting a lap down. So he's hoping for a caution. And maybe this is the week that a caution catches TJ Lane in the right spot.
Well, like I was about to say, he is one of the drivers that was I mentioned earlier that we want to watch out for, along with this guy right here, Jeff Schmeier, the number 22 truck. But really quick, what caught my eye earlier as well is both Adam Thompson and Jason Palmer are our biggest movers at the moment. They are now up 12 spots each, sitting currently in 5th and 6th place respectively.
Palmer had a little bit of an incident earlier in the race with the wall, as well as I believe Adam Thompson was right in front of him when that happened. I think they both grabbed the wall. As Mitchell's still kind of right there on the outside. Oh, that 12 of Palmer I thought was going to clip that
he had a
corner
little
of
bit of a power
Crittenden.
slide.
That gave
You
me
can
a
tell he
little bit of
slammed on
a
the brakes.
yeah, it gave me a little bit of a scare there. Jason Palmer in that number 12. Racing for the Border Patrol Foundation. Right there behind Crittenden.
Whoa. We're back
Now
up
it
with
looks
our
like Mitchell.
fight.
Yep, Mitchell now has the race lead over Jacob Manning, and now Mitchell's going to be the control car here for a little bit.
I don't think so. Remember, Mitchell was sliding all over the place, so he doesn't have the tires that Manning does, and he's going to feel it about later in the run. He's really going to feel that, so I'll allow Manning to fly right by at some point, and then Manning will be, hey, I passed him. Let's wait for him to pit. And as soon as he sees either so many seconds of Curtis Mitchell being behind, or he's just going to wait until he pits. Because right now, that's what I would do. I would wait until either Curtis Mitchell pits and pits with him and go for the chase, or try to time it and guess, cut early, pit, and then fly right by him while he's in the pits.
Yeah, absolutely. Want to point out the patriotic paint scheme there on that 316. Him and some others in his racing team running the Canines for Warriors paint scheme this week. And just as we jump back to the 77 of Brenton Barker, him as well, one of those racing the Canines for Warriors Full Blast Motorsports paint schemes.
Oh, Curtis Mitchell's in the pit lane. What
Curtis
is Jacob
Mitchell.
Manning gonna do?
Yeah, I think we could possibly see that, Manning make that stop. But I mean, Manning's also been the guy that just been comfortable taking a long run, and it's one of those how much can he either keep or make up while these guys are on pit road and trying to merge back in. As you see the 50 now going past Brenton Barker.
They almost threw me
Very
off
curious
with
to
them
see.
running twinsy paint schemes there.
Yeah. That's why when I didn't see the cut, I looked away for the cut and then saw it cut back to Curtis Mitchell. I was like, what the heck? Like, why is his number changed? Like, oh, it's Curtis.
Certainly going for a loop is Crittendon. He's going to leave pit road, having a rough night here. 4 laps down in 17th right now. Pendle, the only driver currently out of the race, down in 19th after colliding with the pit barrels on that first round of pit stops.
I did give him
Looks
the
like
commentator's
316
curse
stop
back.
was pretty quick. Just to note, the 316, his pit stop was pretty quick. Looked like he might have only taken 2 tires around that stop, so we'll have to
Yeah,
keep an
which
eye out for him.
we've definitely seen that work for one driver, and that driver being the 33 of TJ Lane, was able to keep speed and keep going. So going to be interesting to see what that does. Maybe might give Mitchell that jump if Manning decides to go full 4 and top off of fuel. Is now Chris Rude coming down to make his stop. Now firing off pit road here. Chris Rude and Rhea Massey both racing for the walking and rolling costumes with identical paint schemes and a flipped number. Which Ray Massey and him sitting in 14th and 15th tonight. Both kind of fell victim to that caution while everybody was lapped, and Ray Massey getting the pit road speeding penalty, which put him down a few laps. So Massey going to need a large Hail Mary to get those 4 laps back, or those 3 laps back, and get back into this thing. But certainly capable of getting back into this thing if given the opportunity. As Manning currently still out on the racetrack with Jackson Wade here. He's just behind him. Brian Bogner still having a good run here, sitting in 3rd as we run right now. Adam Thompson a little sneaky in there into that P4 spot as well, up 13 spots with Jason Palmer also up 13 spots in the fifth position right now. So for someone like Curtis Mitchell, you make your stop. You're sitting here, you're currently down as Brian Bogner going to make his turn down pit road, but you're Curtis Mitchell. You made your pit stop. You're just essentially waiting for Manning to make his. I mean, what kind of pressure does that put in your head to make sure that you run efficient lap times, efficient tire savings, and, not push the truck so hard?
Well, one thing I know is that a lot of these competitive sim racers, especially the ones who have a lot of free time, one thing that you can do, even with fixed setups, is just run as many laps as physically possible on the sim when you're free time. And also, I want to point out, just because it's a fixed setup for trucks, and I know this because I run trucks on the official series, unless they changed it and made an actual fixed setup themselves, you can change the steering ratio on iRacing with trucks on the fixed setup. So if you're using the fixed setup file on the official series, at least, you can change your steering ratio, and that helps a lot. A lot of people don't know that.
Your steering ratio as well as your brake bias are 2 things that I remember. It's been a while.
And with this track and the one that we had last time, Chicagoland, I'm telling you from experience, that steering ratio and brake bias helps so much with the long run, and it helps with speed as well.
Yeah, being able to just that little bit of fine tune to find just even a 10th can be a mountain of time. As we're here with Curtis Mitchell right now, he's back up to that P5 spot. As we take a look a little ahead of him, I can't tell exactly. I think that's Adam Thompson maybe just there in front of him. Maybe it's TJ Elaine's paint scheme. Some of these paint schemes that are the white paint schemes are a little hard to tell.
Well, it looks like the 50's up in front of him as well, so.
As I think I found the distinguishing mark for the 77. He's got yellow wheels. Don't believe Curtis Mitchell has yellow wheels. So
I
that at least
did not see
helps
that
us
earlier.
helps us break it up, as right now the 77 going by the 12 of Jason Palmer.
But yes, I
currently-
am looking here. It looks like the 316, it just passed the 50 to unlap himself. So
now Curtis Mitchell back on the lead lap for the time being. As Manning, I mean, pretty much our top 4 have still yet to make a stop with 24 laps to go here. Those guys down last on lap 108 and 109, so I think it's a stretch to put it, 92 laps on a fuel run. I mean, I think you'd have to be full clutch for an entire track at this point to make it an extra 6 or so laps based off of the information we were given.
I want to see the physical gap between Jackson Wade and Jacob Manning so we can get a better idea. Because I see the numbers 1.2, but I want to see the gap, see what that 1.2
right there, you
like.
see that?
Yeah. I see him.
Just
Jacob Manning.
Just as Manning
There
goes
it is.
Just as Manning goes off the corner, you have Wade just halfway through the corner. So
basically, when Manning's going out of 4, Manning's going into 4, essentially, is what I'm trying to say.
And it looks like, I believe that was just Adam Thompson that Jacob Manning had just went around. Or no,
Yep.
maybe it's a similar paint scheme. No, that's the 5.
It's a similar
My apologies.
paint scheme. Yeah,
It's a 5 of Ricky
Miles.
Too many. We gotta urge them for a little bit different color. Some of them look very similar. I would hate to be a spotter with the amount of similar white paint schemes out there. Riding here with DeMarco Starks right now, currently in the 11th position, racing for Raceway Ministries. Kind of looks like the Darrell Waltrip. Yeah, up 4 spots, like you said. Looks like kind of like a Darrell Waltrip number font there. Kind of.
I think kind of
Yeah,
a throwback
does.
too, a little bit.
A little bit of
Looks
a
similar to
throwback.
the Western Auto days.
I think that's one of my favorite things about iRacing is being able to be creative and have an outlet as well with your paint schemes. Is each and every paint scheme here tonight has some sort of charity that they're linked to, racing for the charities of their choices, and get to see a lot of creativity within this group of people. See the 5 here of Ricky Miles, the one that I mistaken earlier, racing for the SPCA International there.
No, number 5 truck. Does it say race car on the back of that? Yeah, it does. Huh?
Race car.
Might be an ad. I think not an ad, but a sponsor. It's like race car, and you got something small. That number. Who is that? That's right behind him. What
Looks
number
like
truck
that
is
might be the 20.
29 of Bogner?
No, it looks like the 20 of Craven.
Oh yeah,
20 of Patrick
I keep
Craven.
wanting to say Ricky Craven. Golly. This historical race car stuff has gotten me confused with the current event racing drivers.
Adam Thompson here in the 3rd position, up 14 spots, racing for St. Jude's here. As he comes across, so currently about 14.5 seconds off of that race lead right now. It's still looking maybe to make a stop. I mean, 91 laps going to be a lot to make up. As you see here now, Jeff Schmeier, another guy that just came down around lap 148. He was one of our first early takers, along with Jacob Link, who's right there behind him. Those 2 guys making a little bit earlier stops, trying to find a way to make up some time. The 22 here in Alzheimer's number 22 machine. Jeff Schmeier is one of those guys that any given weekend with this series can certainly find himself in a race winning position. Is looking to maybe have a good solid top 10 here. I think it would take a little bit of help to get up into that top 5 with these guys not pitting yet. might be able to get up there and get one more position to get himself into that top 5. We'll have to see how it all plays out as we've got 12 laps to go here and still waiting on if these guys are going to try to push it and make a 91 to 92 lap fuel run.
Sorry for yelling on the mic. I don't know if the mic picks it up, but I went to adjust my seat and I actually fell backwards. So, sorry about that. I don't know if anyone heard any commotion, but
I don't think that qualifies for hazard pay, so I would say to be a little careful there.
Well,
now
anyways,
this is Link going to take over the 6th place position on the inside of the 22 of Schmeier, but Schmeier, we have seen that outside line have that good momentum off, but not going to be able to prevail there for now, as it looks like now Jordan. Mitchell has moved up into the 4 spot.
Hang on, Jordan. Hey, remember at Chicagoland, this 10 laps to go. Remember what happened at Chicagoland 10 laps ago?
Mm-hmm.
It was game on, and then, they got a little bit too into it, literally. I wonder if that's going to happen here.
Right now, 9 laps to go, around 22 seconds there from Manning back to Mitchell in 4th place. As right now, Mitchell running eerily similar times to Jacob Manning. Last time around, 24:73 for Mitchell, 24:68 for Manning. So Manning's still able to keep the pace going.
Yeah, and Jackson Wade in 2nd is falling very quickly. It's Manning. He's able to get away. Or Manning's able to get away from him. I've been watching the timing boards.
Yeah, Manning out front with a 4.2 second lead over Jackson Wade. It's got a 17.7 second lead over Adam Thompson. And still has that 22 second lead over Curtis Mitchell as Thompson right there in that P3 spot. Kind of looks like he's in no man's land, just all on his lonesome, just 22 or 18 seconds off the race lead with 6 laps to go for our race leader, Jacob Manning, soon to be 5 here in a moment. Actually, if you look at it, now here comes TJ Elaine down pit road. As here comes now Adam Thompson. So now starting to make its case here. Manning is going to either be one of the greatest at clutching and saving, or he is going to have to make a stop here in the next next lap and a half.
I don't have words. I've never seen this before like this. Because, every time that we talk about it, it's always been theoretical, and, they usually come in about 20 laps to go. But this might be the first time where we have a theoretical conversation about this, and they actually pull through.
So Jackson Wade. Whoa, Jacob Link almost goes for a ride.
I've never seen a truck actually get sideways and catch it before. I make that joke all the time and over-exaggerate, but that truck, I'm not exaggerating, that truck was actually sideways.
Yeah, so 4 laps to go, soon to be 3 to go for our race leader, Jacob Manning. Curtis Mitchell still sitting 22.5 seconds off the race lead. And Wade has now been pushed back to a 5-second gap from him and Manning as Wade sits here in that 2nd place. Palmer I believe, just got passed and put a lap down by our race leader, Jacob Manning. There's now 2 laps to go.
There's no way. I mean, if he has the fuel for it, I don't see why anything could happen where he would not finish. If he has the fuel, which I think he does.
You've pushed it. You went long in the first run. It helped you get into the position you are. Jacob Manning going to go to the white flag here, just in front of Ray Massey and Jason Palmer, as Manning has gone 92 laps since his last pit stop. Going to go down the backstretch for the final time into 3 and 4. And by some miracle, some grace, The 50 of Jacob Manning is going to go back-to-back here in the Charity Cup Series and win from Iowa.
I just don't believe it. I can't believe it.
And I mean, Jacob Manning isn't in victory tonight because of luck. This was earned, it was strategic, planned, and well executed. In iRacing, it's never just about speed. It's consistency, tire management, knowing when to push and when not to. But remember this, you're in a race too. Every single day is another lap, and just like racing, it takes discipline, experience, and strategy to move forward. That's where Vibrance Media comes in. They've built tools designed to help you grow, improve, and thrive in your own journey, your own race. And if you want to learn more, visit vibrance.community or connect with Phil Ransom as Jacob Manning going to spin it out, smack the outside wall as he is prepared to burn it down for his back-to-back wins as Jackson Wade comes out to greet him. What an absolute, again, a clinic, again, by Jacob Manning. I mean, it's one of those things. Is this man going to be stopped?
Don't know.
Yeah,
See,
that is
birds
definitely
are
what you
truly-
call an absolute butt kicking by that 50 truck here tonight.
Absolutely, Gary. It's that. I don't know if you can do much better of a dominance than that. As we take a little look around, wait for some of these guys to pop into the interview waiting room and pull them up. I might just go find our man of the hour.
I'll pull him up. I'll bring him. I got him.
All right.
I'll pull him up right now for you. You ready?
Yes, sir.
All righty.
As Jacob Manning joining us here in the booth. Jacob, you got a copy.
I do have a copy. How's it going, guys?
I mean, I know how it's going for you as you go back to back, and I just got to know, man, how did you stretch that as far as you did?
To be completely honest, I have no clue. We were only
Dude.
making 90 laps, so it kind of just happened. So I'm not going to complain.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you stretch that fuel run all the way to the end and do the back. Do you call this a Polish victory lap? Because you're going the correct way, but backwards.
Well, the thought behind it was our charity this week for Great Lakes Sim was the Bundle of Joy Foundation, which is Kyle Busch's foundation, and I thought I'd do a backwards lap in memory of Kyle Busch. So rest in peace to the great, late and great Kyle Busch.
Absolutely. As we get ready to move forward with the rest of the interviews, before we pass y'all away, man, is there anyone you want to shout out and thank for tonight's performance?
And there's so many people that go into this. I feel like I got a list every single time, but I can start with Curtis Mitchell. He puts this thing on. He does so much work throughout the week to try and get new guys in here and make sure everything goes smoothly. And even if it doesn't, you can see the work that he's putting in. He doesn't have control over everything. So we want to thank Curtis Mitchell and Charity Cup Series for putting this on for us tonight. I want to thank you guys up in the booth, doing an awesome job, getting to watch us do what we love to do. I want to thank Great Lakes Sim and TJ Lane. He is a big part of what we got going on here, and it's been amazing the things that we've done since around October when I joined. So it's pretty awesome. Anybody watching, of course, too. You guys are awesome. So any of my fans out there, my family, mom, dad, if you guys are watching, thank you for watching. It makes me happy. And last, finally, but not least, Tier 1 setup shop. Them guys are getting me hooked up with a heck of a coach in Jaden Hop, and he's a Pro Series driver, so who better to learn from? But that's all. That's my list for today. That's
Absolutely. Want to thank you for your time there, Jacob, and look forward to seeing you what you can do at Old Atlanta in a couple of weeks.
Thanks, guys. I'll see you then.
Next up, I believe,
Jackson
Sam,
Wade.
you've got Jackson Wade.
Guess we'll never know.
Jackson, it's Sam up in the booth. You got us?
I got you.
Yeah, so you had a little not trouble, but you were pretty not far down. You crawled your way up to second and then capitalized off of you and Schmeier at one point capitalized off of Curtis Mitchell's mistake on a restart, and you've held yourself in second for quite a while. Talk me through that.
Yeah, that that the end of the race was fun. It definitely didn't go like exactly how I thought it would happen. I came into the pits, saw about 90 laps to go, and saw that I was pretty close on fuel. So I figured that I would just save tires and save fuel because we'd had some long runs towards the end there, and I figure that's going to happen again. So might as well just give myself a tire advantage. Ended up giving myself a fuel advantage, and I heard that when he was pitting, I was like, okay, so maybe Jacob's got a pit. Maybe I'm in a boat of my own, because I didn't know whether or not they pitted. I was too far behind, so I wasn't sure if they pitted or not. And then lo and behold, Jacob and I were able to save enough fuel and get to the end there, no problem.
Yeah, absolutely incredible run. Sarah, anybody that you would like to shout out or thank during or for this event?
Yeah, absolutely. Curtis, first off, for putting on the event. Jacob Manning recently just got me back into this Great Lakes sim team, and of course TJ for being the main man over there. So just big shout out to Great Lakes Sim. It's awesome to be part of that team. And then just of course you guys for putting on this broadcast. I'm sure it was amazing, and it was just an amazing event. So shout out to Kyle and Samantha Bush fund here, and my painter James Jackson put together a pretty nice looking Ram truck here for this event.
Yeah, well, congratulations on the second place finish, and yeah, yeah, congratulations on second place.
Thank you.
Next, we're going to bring up Jason Palmer. Jason, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Hey, man. So not only a P4 finish, but also going to be the ladder climber in 14 positions from where you started tonight. I mean, tell me how you got it done there, brother.
It was purely pit strategy. That's all it was. It was a zero skill issue. It was absolutely pit strategy. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, you and I believe it was also Jackson Wade and Jacob Manning both. Y'all stretched it to 91 to 92 laps on that final run. I mean, that's an insane amount of time to travel on just a tank of fuel.
Yeah, I got back there and the lap cars decided to fight me like they were Ryan Newman. And I was like, well, I'll just cruise behind you and suck up your draft. And they helped me along. So they were giving me a hard time, but they were reality helping me. So I was happy with that.
Absolutely. Well, want to thank you for joining us up here in the booth. And before you send you off, is there anybody you want to thank and shout out here?
Oh, of course, my wife. She's amazing for letting me do this. My two boys. And yeah, just I raced Border Patrol in my car, Border Patrol Foundation. I did that for 10 years. So just looking out for my brothers. So thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you for your time once again, and look forward to having a conversation with you next race in Old Atlanta.
Oh, absolutely. We'll be here.
All right, and then going to bring up our P5 racer in Jacob Link and Sam or Gary. I believe one of you two have him right now.
Gary, do you want to take this, or you want me to do it?
Go for it.
Hey, Jacob and Sam up in the booth. You got us?
Yeah, I got you guys.
Yeah, so you see, you finished fifth, and you gained 3 spots. Talk me throughout your whole race. How did it go?
Wow, it kind of felt like a blur, to be honest with you. It went by really fast. I was a little bit concerned just because I haven't raced a truck at Iowa, and on the initial restart, I kind of fell back in the first run, trying to save tires, and it ended up paying off by the end of the first run. And then after the first set of pit stops, I misjudged a lap car. This lap car stayed low and hugged the apron, and I got into him thinking that he would fade up the track, and I was a little bit bummed about that. And we had somewhat of a fiasco of a caution where we had lap cars, and it was kind of a mess, but at the end of the day, I worked out. After that third caution at lap like 109, we saw that everyone came down pit lane, and I'm shocked that the guys made it to the end of the race. I was like, okay, I'll split this in half and try and make the most of it and catch the other cars, and it didn't end up happening. But overall, I'm pretty happy with this race overall. Just like I saved my tires pretty well and put myself in a good position in case they ran out of fuel.
Yeah, and I just want to say good job making a good recovery from some of those smacks. I know you hit the outside wall a few times. So yeah, congratulations on your fifth place finish. Anybody you would like to thank?
The Eric Jones Foundation is who's represented on my car. They support cancer research and child development. I'll give them a big shout out because when I drive my legend car in real life, one of their events they had a fire suit giveaway, so I got a custom fire suit out of it that I use when I race a legend car, which is absolutely wonderful. By winning a raffle, so I appreciate them doing that, and yeah, that's really who I want to shout out. Outside of that, that's really it. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. Do you guys have any more questions for me?
I don't. Jordan, Gary, anything?
No, just a great run there by you, Jake. And I know you've been on the other end of bad luck. Good to see you get a top 5, get up in here, and make a good run, man. So look forward to seeing what you can do in old Atlanta in a couple weeks.
Oh yeah, that'll be fun. Thanks. I appreciate it. It's funny you've noticed some of my luck of leading races at the end. I think it was Kansas, not Nashville, but Nashville. I had some pretty sour luck there too. Yeah, we've been close. This one I just felt like I was mid pack most of the day, or mid pack out. I mean, like inside the top 5 between 5th and 10th, and found myself finishing there, and I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty happy. I hope you guys have a great rest of your night.
You as well, brother. I definitely see that 74 in victory lane at some point soon. So looking forward to that, and looking forward to talking to you again, man.
Yeah, I'll be there. Thanks, guys.
And last and certainly not least, our third place finisher and the man that runs the place, Curtis Mitchell. You got a copy?
I gotcha.
Yeah, got a good P3 this week. Kind of strategy seemed to kind of fall outside of your way, but I mean, still a good run to finish on the podium here tonight.
Yeah, it was a weird one. I first off want to apologize to all the guys that got screwed over on lap 80. What was it, 88? When we had that caution when Jacob was out, I wasn't 100% sure on what settings were enabled with the race control, just since we had Alan in the booth, and so I manually waved the guys around, and it put them all funky in the restart and made things quite a jumbled mess. So apologies to all the guys who were victims of that. Third place was good. I screwed up my fuel strategy. The Jacob and Jackson did a good job saving early, and I thought that I was just getting faster. And who am I kidding? No one's beating Jacob. And so when I passed him, I realized that I was 6 laps short on fuel. So I had to dip back in, get 2 tires and fuel, and just hope and pray that they weren't going to make it. And brought it back up to third. The truck was fast. Just absolutely gutted for how that turned out scoring wise. I know that was a really rough. I mean, you got 3 guys that finished on the lead lap, so that's tough.
Absolutely. I mean, it was still a phenomenal race to watch from up here. And I mean, I'm really, really excited to go back to old Atlanta in a couple weeks. And
oh yeah,
I think it's going to be an awesome. I think it's just a better track, and I think we're going to see a lot of people shine there.
Mm-hmm.
And I do know that Jason Palmer is our ladder mover. I was trying to look, and I believe Jacob Manning is going to be our clean driver of the race, highest finish with 0 incidents, as well as I think I'm trying to find the other one. That is
so the actual. So I don't mean to cut you off, but
no, you're good. Go ahead, take over.
The ladder climber is actually going to end up going to Jackson Wade because Jason didn't get a chance to qualify. And we do want the qualifying laps in for that one. So we'll do both. We'll give both of them the $25 bonus. But yeah, Jackson Wade does get the official Lisbon Creek Ladder Climber award on that one.
Absolutely. Okay, I got that now. I must have just missed the Jason Palmer not qualifying, but
Yeah, we're
I
good.
mean,
No worries.
all in all, I think it was a phenomenal race, and I really look forward to going to Old Atlanta. And is there anyone that you want to shout out and thank for tonight, brother?
Yeah, well, so like you said, we got um, the Langer's Auto Spa Cleanest Driver Award going to Jacob in first, um, and then Jackson taking the Lisbon Creek Ladder Climber. Obviously, we saw the victory lap from Phil and Victory or the Vibrance community, which was super awesome. Huge thank you to all our sponsors that are part of this, for the guys that ran tonight, and yeah, all the glory to the Lord. Hope I was able to honor and serve Him tonight, even despite my my poor attitude. We're going to work on that, and yeah, we'll be ready for Old Atlanta. It's going to be fun.
Absolutely, super looking forward to that, and can't wait to work with you guys again.
Absolutely, we'll post the payment info on Facebook. All I know right now is $60 for Jacob, going to the Bundle of Joy Fund. Jackson Wade, another $40 going to Bundle of Joy. My 37, actually, sorry, my 46 will be going to Canines for Warriors. And then Jason Palmer, who I need to figure out. Let's find Jason here, running for the Border Patrol Foundation. That will be a $33 donation for them for fourth, and then Jacob Link rounding out the field for the Eric Jones Foundation with a $30 donation there. So $209 headed to charity after this one. Always a bonus. Makes you remember why we're doing this. And yeah, we'll be back next week or 2 weeks from now.
Absolutely. Thank you for your time, Curtis.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you.
Well, with all that said, I mean, guys, what a phenomenal race. Jacob Manning once again putting on a clinic as we get ready to go over these final results here once we get this all straightened out. Jacob Manning at the top of the board in P1 with Jackson Wade coming in P2. Curtis Mitchell going to round out that podium with Jason Palmer in fourth and Jacob Link in our fifth place, rounding out that top five. Brian Bogner finds himself in P6. Jeff Schmeier up to P7. Max Costin eighth with DeMarco Starks in ninth, and Adam Thompson rounding out our top 10. Brenton Barker and TJ Lane going to be in that 11th and 12th spot with Chris Rude and John Gowan in 13th and 14th. Justin Crittendon and Ray Massey 15th and 16th with Patrick Craven and Ricky Miles in 18th, and rounding out our field for the night in 19th is going to be Christopher Pendle. As guys, I mean, phenomenal race to watch these guys and stretch a fuel run down to 91, 92 laps, and I mean, give me some final thoughts here before we end this thing off.
Well, I just want to say, first of all, thank you to Curtis Mitchell for throwing this in, letting SRM do the commentary. And then second of all, congrats to Jacob Manning. That was an absolutely insane run. As you can see, 200 laps, 186 laps led. And then he goes on to say at the end, yeah, I don't know. It just kind of worked out. That's crazy. That's some dominance I've never seen before, even on a sim like iRacing.
Absolutely. Gary, got anything?
Yeah, incredible race by Manning there tonight. Put on an absolute butt kicking. All for charity though. Shout out to Mr. Mitchell there for bringing everything on, and thank you guys for having me in the booth.
Absolutely. Well, that's going to wrap it up for us here. I want to thank everybody that tuned in and watched and paid attention to the great causes that we want to support through the Charity Cup Series. And we'll see you in 2 weeks at Old Atlanta for the Charity Cup Series, race number 3 on the season. And with all that said, please, as you walk the streets of life, please don't play in traffic.